So now let's move on to the growth channels, which is what you've already started talking about. You know, for you, like what problem or need did your product solve for your customers? I mean, you have mentioned that you have a jewelry line as well as, you know, you are a certified professional when it comes to digital marketing. So in identifying that, how were you able to look at you're actually, you know what, let's take it back. You've already told us how you were able to solve some of those problems. So how did your customers find these solutions to solve them before you launched yours? And what did you do to get more potential customers to discover your product quickly? You know, you are in a space where there's so many people maybe doing the same thing, maybe not exactly as you are. So how do you make yourself stand out to get, you know, more potential customers for them to discover your product quickly? How did you figure out the best way to do this?
So our customers, of course, before we came into existence, people were buying wedding rings, you know, and we identified all of those channels. We also even, you know, in doing our commission analysis, we're able to get a better sense of the potential of the market. You know, people get married like every day in Nigeria, literally every day. I had my court wedding, so I could see live. And so we listed all the places people go. For us, our vision was to be e-commerce majorly, so very, very, very online based. And that was really my focus. At some point, we actually had a physical store, but that wasn't really the focus. So online was what it was for me. And I realized that people were searching on Google. People were searching on Google. You know, this building this business was actually what really made me hone my skill set as a marketer, because I realized, oh my gosh, a lot of our competitors were running Google ads and all of that. So I had to ensure that we had a website, right? Because I couldn't run Google ads at the time. I couldn't run Google ads without having a website to draw that traffic to. And till date, that's still one of our biggest channels. We run Google ads and we do SEO. Now, let me explain what SEO is. And I want to, you know, just take 1 minute to fully explain, because this is something lots of people are missing out on. Whenever people are searching for products, right now, Instagram is like a whole rave, and people search on Instagram, people search on Pinterest. However, think about it. When someone has absolutely no idea, it's more natural for people to pick up their phone, open their browser, and do a search. Now, Google is the biggest search engine, right? So it means lots and lots of people are searching on Google. So when we realized this, it was mind-blowing, and we had to start running Google ads. Why? Because Google ads is how people find you immediately. SEO, which is what is search engine optimization, that's how you come up naturally, organically on the first page of Google search results. That usually takes about 6 months to reflect. So what I did was, we're running Google ads like from the onset, because we wanted people to find us like now. But whenever we made returns, we got profit. I took that money and reinvested it back into SEO. So 6 months into the business, we were already coming up on the first page. If you go right now and search, you know, if you're Nigerian and you search wedding rings, you will see Zavandi come up. That investment was an investment I made in the first year of business. We haven't spent money on SEO in probably the past 2 or 3 years, right? So during COVID, when we had no money to do marketing, this was what was yielding for us. You can imagine, right? So that's what it was. Were we running Instagram ads? Yes. Were we running Facebook ads? Yes. But beyond doing what everybody else was doing, I realized that there was like this huge gap with Google ads, and it was just so sweet. It was so good. I hope that answers your question.
Of course, Kiva, and you know, very interesting things. You're giving me expo here if you don't know. But you know, you've mentioned something very interesting. You said it was in the search for this knowledge that even made you realize that, you know, I could actually continue and become a digital marketing professional. So okay, I'm just thinking, I hope I'm speaking for a lot of business owners here who don't understand that technical know-how. Would you say it would be better to maybe just hire someone to do it for you? Or would you maybe, is this something that you can just learn very quickly? Something that you can just learn?
Okay. So to get results in anything at all, you will always pay. It's either you pay money or you pay time, right? If you can outsource, if you can afford to outsource, it means you're paying money. You get someone who can do it for you. However, if you have limited resources, in my case, I was bootstrapping. You know, it worked out in my favor, right? But I was bootstrapping, and so I had to pay time. I had to spend time learning this thing for myself. However, even when you can afford to outsource, it's always good to understand the basics of these things, because there's so many people out there parading themselves to be digital marketers and they do not know jack. Someone just knows how to upload stuff to Instagram, and the next thing you see, they call themselves a digital marketer. So when you understand these things, at least the basics, Google has a lot of free trainings today. You will know when someone is qualified for you to pay them to do stuff for you. So you don't end up giving someone all your hard-earned money and they get you zero results.
Thank you so much for that. So what we're saying here, what Kieva is saying here is more than your Instagram post and your Twitter post and word of mouth. Google ads, having a website, and of course SEOs, which is a search engine optimization, would definitely do well for your business. Don't forget, we're talking about building a digital business empire. Okay, now we're talking about some of the strategies that you put in place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about repeat customers? People that could have come from anywhere, be it Google, be it, just seeing the rings and liking your rings, or just hearing about you and coming. Was it the same strategy you applied for your repeat customers to try and get them to come back? And then also, what issues would you say negatively impacted your customer retention, and how were you able to, discover them and of course fix that challenge?
Yeah. So repeat customers. This is one I had to learn. So first of all, disclaimer, right? Because we do wedding rings, a lot of times we don't deal with repeat customers. However, if someone gets an engagement ring, they can still come back to get the wedding band. They can still come back to get like a pretty necklace for their wife, and stuff like that. So this wasn't something that was a huge concern for us. However, it was still a necessity for us to try and get repeat customers as much as possible. And the first thing I would say is customer service. See, when you offer good customer service is it's not optional. It's actually part of the service you're rendering. There's something called a funnel, which is how you get people to always keep coming back to buy from you. At every stage of your funnel, every stage where people encounter you, want to give the best service possible. And customer service is not just how, you're nice, you're giving a smile. It's the little things like your phone ringing. There's something when I was training my sales team, I told them, if the phone rings more than once, we've already started offering bad customer service. If you have foot traffic, you have a brick and mortar store, the parking experience, the experience people have when they want to park in front of your store, so it's literally the little things. You need to take a magnifying glass and look at every single loophole to offer the best service possible. Your packaging, right? And so customer service is number one. Number two, I'm creating a form of loyalty program. We experimented with this, a little bit, to say, if you refer someone, you get XYZ reward. In our case, we found it didn't really work for us because we're selling high ticket items. So really, if you're offering someone like 5K referral and you bought a ring that is like, maybe 200, it's not much, right? But if you're selling like shoes, clothes, bags, and stuff like that, that definitely goes a long way. When you offer like 500 naira, 200 naira, it goes a long way because these people will buy from you like over and over. So customer service, creating a loyalty program. There's one other thing I wanted to say: retargeting ads. Retargeting ads. And guess what? You can't run retargeting ads if you did not even set up your ads right in the first place. So you need to, probably install a tracking. If your Facebook ads are set up the right way, you are able to run retargeting ads. There's something called Pixel. Also, if you get your customers' details, so right, we always get like emails, phone numbers, and all of that. You can feed that back into the Google Ads platform with Facebook Ads platform to retarget people. So those are some of the strategies that we use to get repeat customers. Word of mouth, of course, but I'm not going to dwell on that because everybody knows what word of mouth is. Yeah.
Look at the flip side. How would you say that? What issues would you say negatively impacted your customer retention, and how did you discover them?
Same issue, just different sides of the coin. Customer service as well. Customer service. Nobody is going to come back to buy from you if you offer trade customer service. Now, let me clarify. When you're offering a service to a client, if the customer service does not mean that things will not go wrong, it's how you handle them. Some of our loyal customers till date who turned out to be brand ambassadors, meaning unpaid, informal brand ambassadors, were people that we had issues with and they loved how we handled the issues. So we had a client who had like a missing stone, and how we handled it, we showed them that, oh, you have nothing to worry about, just making it easy for them. And this person was like, oh my gosh, I love how you guys, handle this issue. Those are the customers that even come back to give you feedback and complain are the ones that really care about your brand. Someone who doesn't care is not going to come back and complain. So how you handle customer complaints goes a long way. There really is no negative scenario. It's really the perspective that you have to it and how you handle it.